Hi everybody, I'm Bill Whittle, and this is the Firewall. Well, the 87th Annual Academy Award nominees have been announced, and needless to say, the hate-filled bigots that make up the entertainment industry have set race relations in America back, well, at least 10 years, but more likely centuries. Because not since 2000 have the slate of prestige nominations, that'd be Best Actor and Actress and Best Supporting Actor and Actress, been all white. Now, to paraphrase that great American thinker, Joe Biden, it's like the toxic limousine liberals in the Hollywood Hills want to put black Americans back in chains. But not if Al Sharpton has anything to say about it, and don't you worry, he does. The movie industry is like the Rocky Mountains. The higher you get, the whiter it gets, said the famed the famed civil rights champion. And these words aren't as empty as the air up there in snow-white racist Rocky Mountains either. They are backed with action. Action in the form of the emergency mobilization, yes, damn it, an emergency meeting of Reverend Al's 8-member diversity task force. Now, if you want to know how all 8 people can be assembled so quickly, just step out onto your balcony at night and look for the brilliant searchlight projecting a giant dollar sign up onto the clouds. Sharpton has called upon Sony Pictures honcho Amy Pascal to address the serious diversity problem in Hollywood. It's true, though. A black-themed movie, 12 Years a Slave, won Best Picture, and black actress Lupita Nyong'o won Best Supporting Actress, but that was last year. The struggle continues. And without question, Sony and others will show their commitment to diversity with a significant donation to Sharpton's shady coffers. That's how Racial Racket Ball works. Look, that Al Sharpton is a race-baiting fraud is self-evident long before championing the myth of gentle giant Michael Brown in Ferguson for personal, financial, and political gain. He championed the myth of racial hate crime false witness Tawana Brawley. When it comes to Reverend Al Sharpton, the truth goes into the same slush fund as his millions of dollars of unpaid taxes. But Al Sharpton didn't invent Racial Racket Ball. That honor belongs to Jesse Jackson. Now, just to train our telescope on a single star in the vast celestial sphere of corruption, back in March of 2001, the Chicago Tribune reported some of Reverend Jesse Jackson's charitable expenses. Just to give you a flavor of the Gandhi-like existence of this great champion of humanitarianism, according to the Trib, Jackson had listed 1 year's travel expenses as $614,000. $614,000 in 1 year just for travel in support of charities. Now that's the kind of reverence you have to generate to become a certain kind of reverend, apparently. It was Jesse Jackson who invented the shakedown extortion scam that I'm just off the top of my head calling Racial Racket Ball. You isolate a wealthy target, you accuse it of racist practices, you threaten a boycott in a national media smear campaign, and then you just wait for the check to arrive at Rainbow Push, one of Jackson's charities. Judicial Watch reports, again, just a glance at a few stars in the firmament of fraud, that Jackson once accused Toyota of running an ad that he, Jackson, deemed racist. Toyota pulled the ad. Keep it coming. Toyota pulled the ad and then paid somebody $7.8 million for a diversity training program. Jackson has lobbied the FCC to block companies that require government approval to do business until they make a donation to his organization, and then they receive the seal of racial harmony, and so on and so forth. So, when the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, one of the most left-leaning organizations on the face of planet Earth, decide in their naive, almost charming way that they're immune to these kind of hateful charges reserved for Republicans and especially Tea Party conservatives, when they decide to nominate actors and actresses not by the color of their skin, but by the content of the characters they're portraying, well, you just can't let an opportunity to call an emergency meeting of a racial task force walk past you like that without shaking the tin cup. It was a giant mistake, I think. Living as I do directly under the giant red eye of Mordor, I know several so-called liberals who were shocked, that they could be as unjustly accused of the racism that they unjustly accuse conservatives of. But hey, If you can hustle a deeply disturbed woman who falsely accused a man of hate crimes and rape into a national presence, if you can call a thug who assaulted a policeman a gentle giant and rip open the country's deepest wounds for a few easy bucks, if you can do that and all the rest, then what's a little wetting of the beak among friends, right? Now, these two guys are a long way from the subject of one of this year's Best Picture nominees, who uttered what has surely become the most conservative line in the modern American political landscape. Namely, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it, but where's the angle? I mean, a reverend's got to make a living, right? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to visit us at truthrevolt.org. And to keep these messages coming, please consider making a donation by clicking here.